Hi everybody, and welcome to My Things to Do. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome. Stick around for a while by hitting that subscribe button and also that bell notification. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Today I'm going to be doing a DIY pasta rack. So then I'm going to make some green and pink pasta. So let's get started. I picked these items up at Walmart. Wooden disc, a bag of assorted wooden dowels, and then my 3/4 of an inch dowels as well. Altogether, this cost me less than $5 to make. First thing I did was I took everything out of the packages and set them around my wooden base just to see exactly how I wanted to make my rack. I wanted my rack to have 3 sections to hold pasta, and I didn't paint my rack because I am going to be placing food on here. And first I used my wood glue to glue the 3/4 inch dowels onto my base, and then I used 3 of these squared wooden dowels and measured them to the middle so that I could wood glue those onto my 3/4 inch base. I let the wood glue dry overnight, and then it was ready to go. What I love about the wood glue is that because it doesn't dry immediately, I'm able to move the wooden dowels around until I get it set exactly how I want it to be. And there we go. The rack is ready. So let's go ahead and start making some pasta. To start the green pasta, I put in a tablespoon of kosher salt, teaspoon of baking soda, and 4 packed cups of kale into my pot of boiling water. Let that sit for about 30 seconds and then strain it. And I push the kale down even more to strain out any more of the water that was in the kale. I let this kale sit and cool off for a few minutes, put it into my blender. And then to the blender, I also put in 2 room temperature large eggs. I blend this on puree setting until I got it all nice and pureed well. Once my mix is pureed, I strain it even more using my cheesecloth. You're going to get about a cup of kale juice out of this. In my KitchenAid mixer, I went ahead and added 2 1/4 cup of flour. I ended up using a little bit more, so it ended up being about 3 cups, plus my 1 cup of kale juice. Go ahead and mix that up until you get it into a good ball to go ahead and place onto your board. Now knead the dough. Then I cut mine into fourths and put them into plastic wrap. Now let's go ahead and get started on the red pasta. For the red pasta, I used 6 ounces of beets. I know it says 4, but in the end I used 6 ounces, plus 2 large room temperature eggs. Again, pureed this. Only this time, I didn't need to strain it into my cheesecloth. I used 3 cups of flour for the red beets, which was maybe a little bit too much because I did add a little bit more water, about a tablespoon at a time, until it got into the right consistency that I needed it to be. So use your discretion, but I think 2 1/2 cups of flour is just perfect. Like the green, I want to go ahead and knead it, then cut this in the fourths as well. I like to do that because I use actually 2 of my fourths for the 2 servings for me and Tiffany. I'm going to go ahead and put all of this in plastic wrap, and I'm going to only use 1 of each, my green and red. Let's go ahead and roll out the dough. Now, as you see, once I have it rolled on the largest setting, I do fold it into thirds like you would an envelope, and then I roll my dough twice through one setting before I reduce it down to another. And only because I'm a little bit of an OCD when it comes to making things straight, I went ahead and cut the 2 ends until I had it straight on both sides. Yes, I was a little bit cold in the kitchen today, so I am wearing my house coat. Please forgive me for showing my house coat. Once I had that rolled out all the way to the end, I did cut my dough until I got it into manageable slices. with a roller that you'll see when I cut my green dough. I made my strips into fettuccine length or width, and then used my brand new rack to hold those fettuccine strips. I used the same rollout method with my green pasta as I did the pink, and I changed the camera view so you can see just how long this actually gets. With each setting, the dough spreads even longer. And yeah, as you can see, I ditched the house coat, actually got a hot flash, so I needed to go ahead and get into my sleeveless tank top. But look how easy this goes through the pasta roller. I just love this. And I'm going to continue rolling this out until I get it all the way to the end of that counter. The pasta cutter I use, I actually got from Wish, which cost me $1 plus shipping and handling. I'm sure you can get it somewhere else. I just haven't actually seen it anywhere. And like with the pink pasta, I am going ahead and stringing it onto my rack so that it can dry. I let my pasta dry for a few hours until it's really stiff, and it just slides so easily off of the rack. I cooked my pasta in a pot of very salty, boiling water for about 2 minutes, then transferred that to my pan of melted brown butter with garlic powder. Toss that around for about a minute. Dinner is done. I love how both projects turned out. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, share it with your friends. Don't forget, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification. Today, my things to do is to make my own pasta rack and green and red pasta. Make it your things to do too. Bye!